But once we find our nationality and serve that nationality, we'll do for ourselves what needs to be done.
Keep thinking it's games, you already know these beasts kill you on camera, leave you niggas dead in the streets. You're still handcuffed and bloody, but no 911 calls, bystander effect in full effect. So watching with y'all, mind blowing, watching my people holding up traffic of innocent people. My people need to get their ass kicked, marching and picketing is most cowardice and funkified, while dead bodies just multiply. Sisters killed in their cell, you claim it's hell you raised and burn down your own community, not one police station. You love pork chops, but I see no police bacon, and when it comes to revolution, most of y'all are faking.
All ethnic groups in this country understand they got a nationality. Because you answer to such stupid words like
Black lives don't matter, but you still claim black. Rather film someone get choked out but won't choke back. And the one that uploads first face charges trumped up. What you think will happen when President Trump's up? More killing and murders of stateless herds. Hoods are concentration camps now, ghettos are birds. Gun stores short on ammo, they're melting down church bells. Black seek shelter in temples where God doesn't dwell. That's why a foreigner can walk in and shoot up your service. Praying to invisible gods, give you the curses. You pray to relinquish, that's none of my business. I suggest you nationalize with the quickness. I suggest you study law, stop with the big shit. In your face I see them spray the pepperish liquid, then pouring white milk on your face. I thought that milk was the devil. Some weapons drown the noise level, poise you rebel.
You answer to such stupid words like Negro and color and black. You have
the point that I'm making, blacks are mistaken. Call them highwaymen, not cracker pigs or bacon. Taking your tax dollars and riot gear, they relaxing. Cause in a black status, don't even think about a class action. Don't even think about rights being respected without getting injected. I see you infected. Then the same ones that violate the laws you re-elected. Your vote matters more than black lives, feel disrespected. Control the Negroes, looks tested and perfected. That's why about being black, I'm skeptic and left it. My people are tripping, walking with arms like panthers who got nowhere in the 60s, so that's not the answer. And black leader, race war, instigator puppets. Teach, kill those who killed us as justice. But have they ever killed? I think not. If they did it, CSA, nobody to show. Yellow envelope, money in escrow. Accounts overseas, not in democracies. Live in hypocrisies. It's all de jure mockeries, bureaucracies. Vampiric, but most can't hear it. It's only the attitude. The regalia is not clan spirit. Until my people wake up, your struggle for rights continue. And your children's organs end up on the elite menu. You love text but delete the messages, more send you with no status. You're in the jurisdiction and venue of the same beast system you attempt to defeat. Only as Moors will you get them on the heels of their feet. Of the same beast system you attempt to defeat. Only as Moors will you get them on the heels of your feet.
The name of a people must relate them instantaneously to land, history, and culture. And anytime you call a people by their right name, anytime you call a people, name a people, and fail to relate them back to land, history, and culture, you have called them out of their name. There's no black man or black holder. There's nothing wrong with the word black. Nothing wrong with it at all. Only relate to a country. The name of every people in the world relate to country. And once you think instantaneously of man, you think of nationality.
Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Welcome to Scarborough. You Youths want cash without tango. Candle magic got me calling on Shango. When I strike, I'm coming from lightning angles. Wet up in your ride like dangles. Know your place. When me and the God step into place, devils get step in their face. No matter your race, watch your speech. We defend peace with justice. Love for the God make you shit like mustard or run like custard. Too slow, so you know how it go. Send him to Assad. I'm not the one to judge you, bro, or judge you, sis. Humanity written from hip to hip, but you're shaking them and not getting your womb equipped. Degrading yourself for women's rights, not saving yourself. Turning a dyke, but won't spiritually raise yourself. Waste of sperm, can't even wait to perm. Getting viruses and symptoms, you're thinking it's germs. Making so many mistakes, from none you learn. Seeing your future as the fucking cauldron turn. Ease the burn of your young son's death. Blaming the influence, but never blaming yourself. Drive a shot, but never a crooked cop. Crip shot, but never a racist cop. Racism doesn't exist, so stop. Rex 84, King Alfred got him on the block for chopping. Nigga mortus, abuse ain't stopping. Guns on your shirts, but your pistol's not cocking. Popping and locking, guns jammed for 10 you're locked in. Or eternal sleep in a closed coffin. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. They got you stuck on some fakeness. We revealed this, you heard of us. Official lower self murderers. These Moors come equipped for warfare. Tam or Kufi, these Sufi are my corp of Mufti. For all those who wanna profile and pose. See a nigga dressing, know a fag made his clothes. You all alone in that gear, cousin. Gangsta hardcore thugs, you just frontin'. Cops keep them fake crews running like they supposed to. Rich like Scarface, you never come close to. I can see it, eyes tell no lies. Assalamu alaikum, selling white sugar in those bean pies. Giving dollars to Doc's lawyer who took the bar. And between you and your leader, he's being a bar. Some say I'm rude, blame Brother Dawood or Azariah. Pastor Beverly, the Messiah. David Walker, action not a talker. Sleepwalker, wake up, you're just daydreaming. Dirty Moors don't want to be God and stay heathen. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Rappers think they hot, niggas warm like Luke. Oops, call them dirty Moors is what we taught to do. Not the Klansmen, burning some cross for you. If he's got a speechwriter, who's the boss to you? Voting for Obama, I see he's off like you. I walk, don't need a boxed up Porsche like you. Loving the Fiat, dirty Moors thugging for Fiat. Grabbing old ladies' purses, they mugging for Fiat. Some taking, some bake, for Fiat they drugging. Fiat is backed by nothing, fam, I'm not bluffing. Players hands on their ass like it's turkey they stuffing. Doing it for your boys, treat your girl like nothing. Matriarch rules, patriarch fools. I'm seeing gods act like men, thinking like mules. Square my rough edges without mason tools. I never took an oath, so I'm revealing mason rules. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Produced by D&D, the Gotas, Iron Sheik, CMP, Iron Sheik. I'm watching as the National Guard shot gets set and drew prophecy of soldiers with bayonets. Martial law coming, all you blind, it's bigger than curfews. You're stateless and they living off your virtues. Vampiric, touching your hair, you calling them rude. Blacks are dead carcasses, they see energy food. While you riot and run among us, Moors look and cuss blacks out, Moorish Uncle Ruckus. I'm watching as the National Guard shot gets set and drew prophecy of soldiers with bayonets. Martial law coming, all you blind, it's bigger than curfews. You're stateless and they living off your virtues. Vampiric, touching your hair, you calling them rude. Blacks are dead carcasses, they see energy food. While you riot and run among us, Moors look and cuss blacks out, Morris, Uncle Ruckus. You incompetent, not descendable, playing a fool. Or maybe not playing, cause I don't get what you're saying. You burn your own community down to the ground, but won't light up a precinct. You coward ass clowns, giving cars black eyes and windows, busted lips, and the unity of CIA funded blood and Crips can be a step in the direction of King Alfred plan. If you wanna really be free, kill that straw man. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn, learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. I'm watching as the National Guard shot gets set and drew prophecy of soldiers with bayonets. Martial law coming, all you blind, it's bigger than curfews. You're stateless and they living off your virtues. Vampiric, touching your hair, you calling them rude. Blacks are dead carcasses, they see energy food. While you riot and run among us, Moors look and cuss blacks out, Morris, Uncle Ruckus. You incompetent, not descendable, playing a fool. Or maybe not playing, cause I don't get what you're saying. You burn your own community down to the ground, but won't light up a precinct. You coward ass clowns, giving cars black eyes and windows, busted lips, and the unity of CIA funded blood and Crips can be a step in the direction of King Alfred plan. If you wanna really be free, kill that straw man. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn, learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. In this electrifying age, they use weapons of sound. So yo, we shall overcome chance, all get drowned. Pepper spraying bystanders, the new water hose. Most rioters are undercover pros in black clothes. Throwing the first projectile to start the riot infection. Disappear in the crowd, get you for insurrection. Enemy combatant status is prisoner of war. Blacks accepted slave status when they're from these shores. The slave ships are your projects and prisons you love dearly, where your children get killed in yearly. You better hear me, handcuffs are the new noose. Clansmen trade sheets for badges and new suits. You damage, you loot, thinking that's petty crime. Marching for rights and revolving door prison pipelines. Either you wake up now or continue to suffer. Live under the thumb and watch for eye of Big Brother. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Wally had the solution if you would only listen. The new world order is standing on an older system. All that matters is you think before you feel, and recognize nobody talks in front the pyramid seal. And upside down the shadow becomes a 7. Stop acting like Rosie, life is not the Jetsons. In reality, life is more like having X-Men gifts. Dimension shift when you recite hieroglyphs. Open your chakras, kundalini energy shifts. Higher self out the lower, just start feeling the split. Start getting your mind forward, not keeping your mind black. Watch where you walk, I've seen people swallowed by cracks. Stop talking, kill crackers, posing with gas, the truth. It's time to plug in like a phone jack. Finally make the connection, make the correction. Blacks are abused for statelessness, not your complexion. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Burn, burn. Let it burn. Let it burn, burn. Happy holy day to all the Moors. Happy holy day to all the Moors. Peace and love to all the Moors worldwide. If you think that we're gonna get on here and talk crazy about,
dead statuses and black and all that stuff. Look what happened to her because she was no more. She got 9 years. She didn't have a nationality, so she got... Stop the BS. Moorish militia just did a year in their own land. They just did a year in their own land. I'm talking about some halfway across the world BS. You're not recognizing the injustice happening here right now. Here right now, there are people that were for the liberation of our people that they're locked up right now. Then everybody's crying for the alphabet soup girl. Alphabet soup girl? A girl who, well, if she's a girl, then why is she allowed to walk around with no shirt on and all that stuff if she's a girl? If she's a female, how come ain't nobody charging her with indecent exposure and all that stuff? Because ain't no other woman gonna be able to walk around here with no shirt on. And put it online and all that stuff. People show their finger and get sexual misconduct suspensions on social media. But you have Dave Chappelle's enemies. They could walk around with no shirt and not get charges. But then these people are crying. They're crying about, oh, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? Do that, sir. Oh, Mr. President, we voted for you, Mr. President. Mr. President, we voted for you. Mr. President. If you don't vote for me, you're not black. Right? Because look at what's really going on. Honors to the Moors that study. and she had a doctor's note to have the weed. She had a doctor's note to have the weed. She wasn't even smuggling. She has a doctor's note for the weed to have the vape pens and all that stuff. And she got 9 years still? But Moorish militia on the highway with arms for the Moors, with the Moorish flag out there, broad as day for 11 hours on these people. Arms out and all that stuff. Yeah, they got a year. We don't care if there's no trial happened yet or anything like that. They're supposed to be murdered on the street. That's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to be mourning the 11 Moors who got murdered on the highway. That's what it's supposed to be. But it couldn't be that. Couldn't be that. Because Moors are in our own land. Right? What are you talking about? But they ran their charade for a year. Had people away from their families and all that stuff. She's away from her family right now, right? And she had the doctor's note. And still kidnapped her ass. What's real interesting is that the world's oldest bongs were discovered in Russia. That's crazy. You think this is about some black whatever rights? You can't carry weed across the border? Russia. The oldest bongs discovered were in Russia. How's she getting 9 years for weed? Isn't this hypocrisy Oh, but we don't want to hear you complaining. We don't want to hear you complaining. Because when Moors here are getting violated for the same hypocrisy, you have nothing to say. When you could go get married and then get a fake dick and then impregnate your lesbian wife and all that stuff, and then have children, and everything's good, and you get to go to all the parades, and you get to go to whatever, and then you go with your doctor's note to Russia, and then they beat your ass, they kidnap you. I don't want to hear anything from you people, because you didn't say jack when these people violated law and murdered Fred Hampton. You didn't say jack. You didn't say jack when they locked up, you name them, Bay of Missouri, Jerry Lewis Bay, claiming that they're some violent whatever, but they're meeting with the Moroccan embassy. They're meeting with Moroccan officials as Moors, but they're criminals of the underworld, whatever. How's she so in violation to get 9 years for some vape pens? But the oldest bongs ever are found in Russia. You still don't realize that they're playing? You still don't realize they're playing? That it's an agenda of theirs. It's an agenda of theirs to get you to be thinking about all types of BS instead of what Noble Drew Ali brought you. Concerned in everything. The cares of the world matter. And in Drew Ali, nothing. You care about some fish eating plastic more than your profit. And don't know how come you can't get out of the stuff? You still haven't figured it out yet? Oh yeah, you can't figure it out because your own keep playing you. And when your own calls out your own, you want to talk about some brotherly love and where's the unity and all that stuff. Garvey was cussing out W.E. Du Bois. He was cussing him out. Garvey was cussing W.E.B. Du Bois out because he wants to call Garvey a monkey and all that stuff because he's talking about back to Africa. Cussed him out because he knew that was a sellout. And he became whoever, what? NAACP, all the people who are around today still selling you out because he didn't want to rep with Garvey. And then the fake people repping with Garvey talking about they're with something, but they got license. And they're not part of UNIA or nothing like that. But they rep for Garvey though. They rep for Garvey. But they ain't part of no UNIA. We rep for Noble Drew Ali and we're connected to something called Moorish. Anything relative to Noble Drew Ali. That stuff's been around for 100 years. What you got? How long your stuff been around? Kemetic school or whatever. And don't tell me from some ancient Egyptian time because ain't no Tuhudi teaching you right now. You're getting played by your own. Because the only one that should be teaching all you people, all you Negroes, black, colored, whatever else, the only teacher you're supposed to have is Noble Drew Ali right now. They have bongs in Russia from 2,400 years ago. And then they just gave this confused Moor 9 years because they don't know themselves. And they had a doctor's note. So obviously, this is not about vape pens and all that stuff. If obviously that's not the point of them presenting this thing to you as if that's what's going on. That's the curtain. Behind the curtain, this is the biggest representation to show you that the world deals in universal law. I don't care whatever else you're saying that Russia did with regard to this situation right here. Russia said we are a country that what guides us is universal law. You can't be born boy and say you're a girl. You can't do that. You can't do that. You play around all the stuff that you want, but you're a boy. This is their push to take the stuff overboard. It's already in all the movies and all the TV shows and all that stuff here. Children already are infused. This is infused in them. This infused in them. This agenda. This agenda that certain women, part of a certain community, are able to walk around with no shirt because their role doesn't identify as what the stop the BS. Should be some type of exposure charges or something like that. And on top of that, same person that you're parading around for and oh my God, president release her and all that stuff, was beating up her wife or whatever. You have a wife beater. Pretend to be a family, got a syringe penis impregnating my wife or whatever like that. And then I'm going to wear all the suits and stuff like that and present like I'm a man, but I'm in the women's league. But then I'm talking to people in the man's league and say, I want to go to the man's league. Well, you want? That's a long way. You know what I mean? Be a guy, to be a girl, to be a guy, to be a girl, just to... What is this? Oh yeah, there's something bigger going on. There's something broader going on. Everything is to get you away from the attention of Noble Drew Ali. It's all to get your attention away from him and what he presented. Because as you can see, everything is corrupt. You can't tell me that you find out now that the world's oldest bongs are discovered in Russia. And they have this black lady in Russia getting 9 years for weed. You really think this is what's going on? You really think what's in the forefront is what's happening? You have to be thinking something's up here. Oh yeah, and she had a doctor's note. Right now it's about universal law. And if you're not on universal law, you're going to be so far off into some black hole, you'll never make it back. And like Noble Drew Ali told us, in the 1920s, it's only going to be a handful saved. So we're not on here, just some millions of people are going to wake up or something like that. That's not what this is about. This is about universal law. I don't care what you got going on the earth plane. Think about some earth plane BS. You have to say lady because, you have to be politically correct, It's a lady. The Adam's apple and all that stuff. It's a lady. Right? A lady, one woman of the year. A lady. Not a woman, a lady, one woman of the year. Obviously, they have a womb, so they're not a woman. Obviously. Because remember, the algorithms and the whatever, so you watch what you say and all that stuff, right? There's a conspiracy to stop the information from getting out, or whatever like that, but you just go buy a book and go study. What are you talking about? You get it messed up. So we're going to talk about this right now. Patrick Bowen, A History of Conversion to Islam. Show you what's going on. Kurtman Bey's followers were not satisfied. They believed he should have had a higher rank than Mili El, and therefore chose to call Kurtman Bey the Supreme Grand Advisor and treat him as Mili El's superior. To resolve the conflict, the issue was put to a vote, and to the surprise of Mili El supporters, this resulted in Kurtman Bey being named the MSTA's head. To make the vote official, all the temple leaders signed a certificate affirming Kurtman Bey's position. Now remember, they're not telling you about the part when Noble Drew Ali came back and all the furniture's on the street and all that stuff. And they basically kicked him out of his own stuff. They're not telling you that everyone sold you out. That's why Drew Ali told you, study, and study yourself. Because if you expect any of these traitors around me to tell you, you have another thing coming. Watch who you hang out with, because there's traitors around you. They're around you. And they are in their full glory right now. Every El Beyde Al Ali is not your brother and sister. Because Moors killed Noble Drew Ali. You know, Europeans killing Noble Drew Ali. Why Europeans kill Noble Drew Ali if a European is going to go to the temple after Noble Drew Ali died and ask about where's Noble Drew Ali? I need to talk to him because he saved me some finance and all that stuff, so I need to talk to him. He's really a prophet. I took all my finance out the bank and I put it in the post office just like he said, because I saw his article in Moorish newspaper or something like that. European. So where's Noble Drew Ali? I want to thank him for saving me finance. Oh, Noble Drew Ali died. What do you mean Noble Drew Ali died? I just had correspondence with him 2 days ago. What do you mean he died? That's why this stuff is in a mess. But you keep falling for the old adage of everybody's your brother and sister, and you're around here with sellouts, parading around with them, and then talking about why we calling out the sellouts as if Drew Ali didn't call out these traitors in the Moorish movement. General laws as said by the Prophet. Instructions of Tuesday night. You see what happened today, don't you? Every temple and head is to function by words, deeds, and actions, imitating the prophet, especially when teaching a group of Moors, any group of Moors. These are the general laws. The supreme laws will be handed to you tomorrow night. The Supreme Council will be chosen tomorrow, consisting of 7 men tried and true, accepted by you according to their words, works, and deeds. The head of all temples are to give an account once a month of all finance into the grand body, and the grand sheikh, grand sheikhess, governor, and grand governor of any said temple are to work hand in hand and intercede that the prophet is the law. They are to know they are part of the law and must obey. The heads of all temples are to by force refrain from all wrath words of profanity in the mildest form from his members. They must live the life of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and refrain from all alcoholic liquors or any other harmful things that will terminate to destroy peace or any other of the divine principles. They are not to contribute to anything that will cause the public to disagree with he or she. And for one to lead a group of Moors, you must have your house clean. Clean with good deeds, kind words. Your wives, brothers must hear good works, kind words, and must know of your good deeds. If there are children, you must see to their support. Follow this divine principle, for if you don't restrict to this divine principle, then you are not a true Moor. And the heads are not to charge for membership, or to overcharge for cards, buttons, or for anything else issued by the prophet. Those who contribute to either of the preceding are not Moors, but robbers. Membership, sisters and brothers, is free, not only here, but all over the world. The button is 25 cents, card 25 cents, and 1 month's dues paid. Every member pays 50 cents a month for dues. This goes toward the support of the temple. This, if not paid, does not entitle you to the protection that is provided for you, and especially if you are not working or in a position to work. If you neglect to fulfill this small duty assigned to you, how can you rightfully expect money or other help when you are sick or otherwise disabled? And to be a real Moorish leader, you must study the Quran and the divine constitution that is handed down unto you by I, the Prophet. And keep in mind, he's telling them this to their face. Keep in mind. Keep in mind, the prophets are around at this time. They're not reading some stuff like we're reading right now. This is the prophet telling them this in the 20s to their face. Why do you think they murdered him? Because he told them to their face that they were a sellout and a robber. Because obviously they would have been overcharging for buttons and doing all the things that they shouldn't be doing for him to have to say this. Obviously they were doing this. They were doing these fraudulent activities. Don't these Moors rob the treasury? That's why you have nothing right now. You know, millions of members giving little silver. You're not even going to go in there. The head of any temple can maintain an emergency fund, which cannot exceed the amount from 25 cents to 50 cents per week per member. All public collections and dues also go to the support of the temple and its domestic work. The head of every temple must by law obey the word of the prophet. And if any head, leader, or head of any temple fails to obey these laws, embezzlement is his charge and is subject to enforcement of the law by the grand body. And the penalty may be a fine or removal from office, or being placed under very heavy restriction of the law. Supreme words of the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. We don't know if there's a temple near Phoenix, Arizona, but you do your research and you see if there's one. You know, use Google for that. And because it's your temple, it's not Grand Sheik's temple and all that stuff, because it's yours, you're going to go there. Now, when you go there, whatever day it is that you decide to go, and you engage whoever's there, then you make your decision on join and all that stuff. But you don't go in there as a dummy. You better go in there already knowing all of this. That because they have a sign up there doesn't mean that they're more science temple, because there's been infiltration since the 1920s and it's 2020 right now. So if we're in the 2020s and that was 19 something, then the same stuff's going on. Obviously the traitors took over. Obviously, if the same treasonous stuff that we're going to read the letter right now, and hey, there's people who's doing that, there's temples who's doing that, there's grand governors who's doing that, there's grand sheiks who's doing that, all these people are violating. He called them all out. Prophet announces of his authority and power, forced to make changes. All governors and other officers of the Moorish Science Temple are hereby congratulated for their past loyalty and fidelity. For I know it will be the same in the future. Because of certain incidents that has arisen in some of the temples, which seem to come from the fact that there are those who do not know where the seat of power is vested, the Prophet has ordered the following to be published. So this is ordered to be published. This is ordered to be put up in the temple, presented to the members every time they go there. You know, different than we're going to be here and traitors step up, whack-a-mole sticks his head out the thing. We're hitting whack-a-mole. Every time he sticks his head up, we're hitting him. Every day you're going to know until you learn. And again, we're not doing this for millions or whatever. We're doing this for the 4 mores out there. 4 mores out there who want to know more and who want to evolve into the divine beings that they knew that they were ever since they came out the womb, but something was wrong. Got something for you. It's only the 5 of you. The other 95% of you people, you're either going to jump on this and jump right back off, go back to be a nigger, or you're going to turn to a traitor and a sellout, and you're going to use this from some opportunist, whatever, 500 an hour to talk to your brother on the phone because he's having issues with his mate or whatever. You coach him 500 an hour. But that's a more. Who's supposed to just look out for that other more, regardless of what? The seat of power is vested in the Prophet, period. And any more that you're dealing with should be dealing with the prophet, just like they're dealing with whoever else they're going to bring up. I don't care who they bring up. Whoever they bring up, next name they better mention is the prophet. If they don't, they're part of the same sellout that has you right now in messed up. You bongs are founded in places and you're getting weed charges for 9 years. And then the dummies in North America are thinking that some race thing is going on. But they don't know it's a universal law thing. We're still in the industrial age. All these people are technological age and beyond. And we're still dumb Negro. We're still calling people adjectives. Everybody else in the world has a nationality. Drew Ali came and told us, only one to tell you, you have a nationality, tell you what that nationality is, and give you the way to claim it. No one else did that. Everybody else played Negro black colored games with you. And look at your conditions. You're Negro black colored right now. You're stateless right now. You're gonna go pay $500 for this guy's course to go learn how to be a secured party creditor in the state of the whatever, so you could have the trust and all this. Let me tell you about Noble Drew Ali. They even have a whole section just on him. But they're talking about everything else that they know. It doesn't work that way. And they're going to play games with you. They're going to play games with you. They're going to infiltrate, and then they get next to you, and you're thinking in your mind, brothers and sisters and all that stuff, so you get lost in the fact that this individual is a traitor. They're not working for the benefit of the nation. They're working for the benefit of themselves. This is not our opinion. We know certain people, just like in a certain time frame, there were people who were against the J agenda, with 2 triangles and stuff like that, interlocking or whatever. Right? Now it's the alphabet people that are the ones that's going to play the victim of the Holocaust and all that stuff in order to get where they want to go, because they know that they don't have anything else. And certain people are like, oh, no, we're not going there. Right while they're puffing the bong in these people's face, giving them 9 years for weed pens. They're puffing the bong in the back of the court. The judge came in high and everything. Judge came in high, and she got 9 years for pens. That she had a doctor's note for. And then your dumbass caught up in the distraction instead of focusing on what Drew Ali told you. People aren't riding with Noble Drew Ali because they give traitors passes. Drew Ali called out traitors. He called them out. They didn't get to just talk just because they have a mouth. No, they didn't. You shut all them down and told Moors, read this stuff every meeting. And then nothing was read for 100 years. How much? What more you need to see? Everybody sold you out. Why aren't they reading the stuff to be read every meeting? Unless they're a sellout. Because if you read the stuff, it's talking about them. And again, we're talking about, just like we're saying, there's only going to be a handful saved. There's a handful of traitors. Majority of people follow, not lead. Right? So it's one or two that sneak in. Then they sneak in and it's on. They're going to have the lingo and they're going to have the dress code and everything. And you'll think that they're really on your side. When the authors of confusion aren't the ones who are calling out the sellout, because Noble Drew Ali called out the sellouts. Prophet warns all Muslims to be read every meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out a divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. If they lose confidence in their prophet, don't get mad. Don't start talking BS about Drew Ali and all that stuff. Don't try to make up stuff. Don't be around here talking about Noble Drew Ali, but you have no El Bede Al or Ali, and you're talking about we when you're talking about Moors and all this. FOH. Turn in your card and button. Cease wearing your turban and fez, which majority of you have done that, and return to the Negro state where the prophet found you. And don't bring him up. Don't bring him in your conversations. If you're not going to be in 100% with Drew Ali. This is a holy and divine movement. And if the prophet is not right, the temple's not right. And when you look at the temple, right, it's like you say, you're in Arizona and then I want to visit the temple. And you go to the temple. If the temple's right, then you know Drew Ali's there. If you go in there and the vibe is good and the people are friendly and this is really what unity feels like, and then the prophet's there. Because that vibe wouldn't be like that if Noble Drew Ali wasn't in there. And then Moors who were of the generation that came through lectures that you would get that at the lecture. This is how all this stuff started up now. When Moors weren't able to reach each other. like that, because information was we need class every day. Can't be a once a month thing. Go sit at the feet of the masters. This has to be some everyday stuff. And here we are now. Now it's in us now. We're not learning and we're not notebooks anymore and all that stuff. Now we are it. And once you beat it, you realize that people sold this stuff out. And Drew Ali called them out on it. And told them to read the stuff in every meeting. Which means every day you are going to hear about these traitors and these sellouts to watch out for. You're going to hear about them. Drew Ali again. I'm glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors among you all. You think he's not calling out these traitors? Few faithful Moors. What's he saying? What's he telling everybody else if he's saying few faithful Moors? The hell? Every day he called these traitors out. I have a few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation that claimed that I was only a joke and unreal. All those whoever's telling you BS about Noble Drew Ali, he's not a prophet and all that shit. Where's the prophet? How come he's a prophet? He's the Aquarian gospel. He stole it from Levi Dowling and all that. All these people he's talking about. These traitors who are around right now, telling you that same stuff right now. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens. And that's all those proclamations that came out telling you that the Moors are indigenous to the land and all that stuff from how much ever states that said corporate states, not de jure states, corporate states. Said, oh yeah, the Moors are indigenous, we know them. They are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they may take charge of the situation. Right? Noble Drew Ali wanted a Moor Science Temple in this jurisdiction. Noble Drew Ali wanted that. And then it's here now. It's here now. Why do you think these people going at Kudrow L and all that stuff so hard? Why do you think they're going at Canaanland more so hard? Never have us on their platform. Because these people are directly opposed to Noble Drew Ali. Happy holy day to all the Moors. Islam to all the mothers. Highest honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Enjoy the rest of your holy day. Peace and love to all the Moors. Islam.
Nowadays they want cribs, accountable to each other. I got shots to ribs, talking out of place, on or off my quarters. Today we don't discipline our black sons and daughters. We used to go clubbing to have fun. Now police are bartending, serving coke and rum. We used to always hear hip hop. Nowadays it's rapping bullshit, shit hopping hip hop. I'm from the era where the DJ was the genre. Now the pimps and coons they con ya. Nowadays rappers talk shit in my face and got the MCs looking like a disgrace. Got rid of the dancer, now he's a choreographer. Extinct is the hieroglyph aerosolographer. We used to never screw face when we pass ya. As practice to wear 7 jeans across the border faster. Babies having babies, young boys playing with big toys. Rolling in Royce on 24-inch alloy. Man, it wasn't like this in our era. With news, they introduced youth to terror. Schools getting shut down, they say it's not safe. And the safe schools, I can't wait to get past. They should get gas. Stop that, the border was really Zulu Shabazz. All I have to say, though, is one you Jew. Got us like animals in the concrete hood zoo. You used to get this for whack rhyming and biting. Now you get this for not talking about guns when writing. Nowadays we must be chased by sirens. In Queens, they used to serve cop shots like Leno Ivan. Why not follow that? But most act no different. If they act the Jews, Muslims, or Christians, they used to be free thinkers, now they brainwashed. Like they had it in a machine with stained cloth. If you're used to it, then stay lost. Like black women seeking role models from Baywatch. Rappers used to be broke, now they play czars. And feel no way, taking checks from a kazar. We used to be the founders, now we're clowners. Living backwards, running in one spot, high up downers. We used to be always happy, never frowners. Until we realize in lies they continue to drown us. Prime Minister, product. Yeah, man, you know product. You know product, man. One for the youths. Yo. Capital H, capital P. We do this up. But this is Prime. Prime Minister. Yeah. What up, fam? You need to fix your face, youth man, you should be smiling. Not drunk off licks, acting like a Viking brute, wildin', profiling, thinking you're tough. But crying for mom dukes, when the pigs take you away in cuffs. They calling your bluff, got you thinking crime pays. Looking dapper, but when your Timbs get stuffed, crime slays. Young black men are wanted on ball calls, feel like the cops on park benches. Possession gets them a 5 to 10 year sentence. If I try to wake you up, they'll probably kill me. But I will say they run for the prime minister and presidency. Some of them you look at as role models and actors. Entertainers on positive, they got you living backward. Hating yourself and your race for showing love to crackers. Disrespecting black women like some fudge packers. To most money's God to meet him. In peace you rest. Took my box link and ring off. No deals on a bulletproof vest.
Everywhere I look, man, it's screwed faces. Elders and youngins giving me screwed faces. Even though I heal them up, but I'm not real enough. Middle finger to you agents with screwed faces.
Prime Minister, product. Yeah, man, you know product. You know product, man. One for the youths. Yo. Capital H, capital P. We do this up. But this is Prime. Prime Minister. Yeah. What up, fam? You need to fix your face, youth man, you should be smiling. Not drunk off licks, acting like a Viking brute, wildin', profiling, thinking you're tough. But crying for mom dukes, when the pigs take you away in cuffs. They calling your bluff, got you thinking crime pays. Looking dapper, but when your Timbs get stuffed, crime slays. Young black men are wanted on ball park, feel like the cops on park benches. Possession gets them a 5 to 10 year sentence. If I try to wake you up, they'll probably kill me. But I will say they run for the prime minister and presidency. Some of them you look at as role models and actors. Entertainers on positive, they got you living backward. Hating yourself and your race for showing love to crackers. Disrespecting black women like some fudge packers. To most money's God to meet him. In peace you rest. Took my box link and ring off. No deals on a bulletproof vest.
Everywhere I look, man, it's screwed faces. Elders and youngins giving me screwed faces. Even though I heal them up, but I'm not real enough. Middle finger to you agents with screwed faces. Watching my guys for giving me screwed faces. Latter-day saints with screwed faces. We need you, let's get back to basics. You
You step on my boots, I'm giving you those screw faces. Young empresses dressing like skets, cause they saw hoes acting silly, getting attention from big willies on bet. Metro police profile like racists, staring at me through illegal tint with screwed faces. HMV security giving me screwed faces. Behind them white stuff CDs and briefcases. CIA started the red versus blue to not be men. I see they kill Tookie to scare you. See murder did things you'd never heard of. Look where it got him, locked up like a dog in a cage to rotting. Gunman see police and turn running man. Instead of rockers, they following shotters. Can't get the marker without links, cause draw weighs less. If they actually take the vaccine, don't say yes. In my time over money, us youths never stress. For $10 each, we got 440s, blunts, hash, and sets.
Everywhere I look, man, it's screwed faces. Elders and youngins giving me screwed faces. Even though I heal them up, but I'm not real enough. Middle finger to you agents with screwed faces. Watching my goddess, God giving me screwed faces. Latter-day saints with screwed faces. We need unity, let's get back to basics. You step on my boots, I'm giving you those screwed faces.
Yo, we're not even trying to make it a classic. Prime Minister, Prada, you know what I'm saying? Yo, remember man, open mind, open mic, volume 1, black on black crime. We gotta get off those screwed faces. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start linking up. Watch no face, beg no friend, but know your enemy. Stop giving each other screwed faces.
Genetically bred for war. Hitmen, I hold Hitmen, son, I'm genetically bred for war. HS1 genetically bred for war. Kill them on the dot, sort them out, settle the score.
The world's a camouflage, barrage of deception, bent on destruction, alert enemy detection, mobilize henchmen, spreading microphone terrorism, electronic sound waves be blessed and I'm wetting them, spraying your fishes like third world fishermen.
So we genetically bred for war. This matches us is genetically bred for war. I hold Hitmen, son, I'm genetically bred for war. HS1 genetically bred for war. Kill them on the dot, sort them out, settle the score.
The world's a camouflage, barrage of deception, bent on destruction, alert enemy detection, mobilize henchmen, spreading microphone terrorism, electronic sound waves be blessed and I'm wetting them, spraying your fishes like third world fishermen, on a mission to reinstate the legacies that was perverted and stolen, sword exposing muzzle ball organ, all y'all sound boring, trapped in the ecosystem of murder and fornication, spit rays illuminate the mind, now means sunlight, vampires ignite, day or night, streams burn to this, soldiers secure the throne to this, raise fist, line paw, rise with the morning star, line raw, Kippura, Rastafari, Bonabati guy, all informer types, Selassie I master my inner lights, reaching higher heights, where devils get sliced and diced, kinda like mincemeat, when the blade about was unsheathed, population fall big to my blade onslaught, verbal war campaigns, when I aim the page, seeing pain, I'm cold in the brain, combatants left main, souls get claimed, covered the door like a king, bells ring, dogs take the wind, formulate my curve with divide trig, countermeasure, hate you so fast, you swears I make, pump round after rounding you like a sig, cock your wig, use it as a headdress and place it on my flip wig, walk down your block just to prove my point, I'm supreme what, switching names to skid butts, you fairy bone, you debone, you got no bone, you just bristle, Defcon 1, launch the missile, war, genetically bred for war, so don't forget cause we genetically bred for war, we genetically bred for war, we genetically bred for war, genetically bred for war, so I'm genetically bred for war, genetically bred for war, he's genetically bred for war, I leave the crime scene with my war face painted in green, cops got no time to stop me or intervene, that's why I'm the devil killing machine.
machine. Sometimes I fiend to dismember the head of the enemy that lurks in the same head. As the dragon and the ego working as a fed. Instead of wanting me alive, they just want me dead. Oh, that's what I read. If they chase me, I chase them. Like a never-ending war, there's more to replace them. The only way to win is by destroying the main station. Manufacturing samples waiting for placement. Fire upon your agents, this world's led by masons. Living subterranean lives cause they face it. Prophesied rebel warmonger action taken. Watch that movie Soldier cause that's just what they're making. It's all about pride, but you can't run a hide unless you choose suicide. Trying to tap into my mind, access denied, leave your brains fried. Like 6,000 watts pump through my fortress to keep you out, but
At least you tried.
if you want to collide with Charlie Whispers, then warning,
You're in for a ride.
that's like a doomsday asteroid touching down on the planet Earth. Watch for
Killjoy.
riding off the crash course. Now it's time to
Destroy.
Babylon toppling the empires to make way. What a night to break day. I'm a night stalking IHF member. Believe that Mossad agents ease back. No remorse can stop me. Shot on sight.
Don't give me feedback.
Genetically bred for war. We genetically bred for war. We genetically bred for war. We genetically bred for war.
Genetically bred for war. Genetically bred for war.
Genetically bred for war. Genetically bred for war.
Genetically bred for war, pass at your door. Glad impaling seas of won't even wait. Rwanda massacring MCs, rivers overflow with bodies. Fierce war gas compositions, chromatic lava leaving third-degree burns and blisters. Microphone condensing vapor, nuclear rolling thunder. ICBMs erase ya. Gold stand, scan, cage your news like a zombie in a trance. Hands, Zulu art of war, bust dudes. Anarchy becomes law and rule. Hell's breaking news, commandos start to coup. Initiate operation overthrow. RLA in camp on your banks. Twilight can we attack your flank? Wave a mortar around CCP, JP. Kiss off the shells, decimate compounds. 4540 cars, renegade, AWOL, mercenary cowboys. Joint chiefs and staff generals. Running out stranglers on search and destroy missions. Daytime, wartime, executioners. Peacemakers, hip-hop dictators. Judgment enforcers, face disfigurers. Pain distributors, verbal butcherers. Knowledge is a weapon, so henceforth let's cripple their minds. They're the war now playing, and we ain't playing nor the way to slave. We're cold and frigid. Behold black and white magic on birth. Lord Caesar sentries into the ambush. We'll take on first while we spit foul words enacting our generational curse. Set out net up words like God sending lightning bolts, like an uprising revolt, like the Hollywood thug making streets light up with fireworks. Come out unscathed, unhurt. Come out of hell undefiled and uncooked. War! I'm in the form of double-edged swords, arrows. War! War! High-powered gas and spears. No life is spared. War! War! No life is spared. Commercial rappers. No life. No life. Commercial rappers. Whirlwind. Judgment. No radio air. Genetically bred for war. Fuck it up. Hitmen. Genetically bred for war. No mistakes. Yeah. War. Yeah, like that.
No life is spared. No life is spared. With Jamal and Rise of the Moors in jail, Kudro has started trying to radicalize some new Moors. Kudro can be heard in this next video clip calling for his followers to be violent toward Moors.
Because you're listening to these traitors telling you about Drew Ali told you about love and all this stuff when it's Shimitar time for all these people. Body in the trunk, what you gonna do? It's Nas and Nori now. It's body in the trunk time now. Because it's just absurd, the level of treason that's going on. That people are allowing because they're sitting back waiting for the Moorish government to do something when they're the government. Go take a Shimitar, take his head. He's a traitor. He's a liar. He's a turncoat. Go take a Shimitar, take his head. He's a traitor.
Now let's just go check. Let's just go check. Let's just go check. Let's just go check. I see Rise of the Moors yet. See Umar up there though. I see selling shirts. But they have videos of camel toes and all that. They got crescent and star and turban though. Oh, there goes Rod. There goes Rod up there. I didn't see Rise of the Moors yet. I see Mommy Water. I see perfume and candles. I see breastfeeding. I see dressing up. I see look at me. All I see is look at me. Look at what I could do. I could cook. I can bake. I can make sandwiches. I can hold sage. I can show you plates of food. And I'm fat already and I'm showing you food. And I could show you black, which is nothing. That just came yesterday. And I could show you all this BS. Where's Rise of the Moors at? How are you calling out Jamal, when Jamal got arrested and all this? Where's Rise of the Moors at on your shit? Where's Rise of the Moors at? All I see is look at me. That's all I see. Look at me. That's all I see. Look at me. Why are they're talking negative about Moors? Right? And like the Moors said in the chat, all they do is go to people and complain, and then they go to people and complain, and then those people are playing, well, their sister, and let her talk because it's our sister, and we have to, when these are toxic people in the Moorish movement. I've been in this since 2008. Where was she at in 2008? Bet you she was dumb nigger. Bet you. 100,000 million. She was dumb nigger in 2008. And these people have absolutely nothing to show that they've done for the Moorish movement. Nothing. But they're supposed to be representing for Moors? What the hell have they done? We've gone through 3 different locations since 2008. Since 2008, we've moved 3 times our building. What these people do since 2008? You guys condoning the BS. That's why we say body in the trunk. And I know they will probably block the video. That's why we never played that song. And if you never listened to that song, go listen to that song. Nas and Nori, Body in the Trunk. You guys sick and tired of dealing with the sellouts? Killmonger came and told you, T'Challa's a sellout. You work with the CIA. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about Black Panther? What are you talking about? That's the agent. That's the boule. T'Challa's the boule guy. T'Challa's the boule more. You people chasing after T'Challa. And try to make Killmonger look like he's African or something. Man, I ain't from Wakanda. I'm a Moor. What are you talking about? I'm making me some corporate BS. We're on the Killmonger side. We're not on the sellout side. We're not on the agent side that infiltrate because of popularity. So we're going to show you how they really do this. This is not just one individual. We're talking about across the board. And they either get caught up in their BS and then they fall off, or they carrying on doing their BS that they're going to continue to do while we move to another building and nationalize Moors all over the world. These people are who you're listening to because they know Rod Hayes, who took a picture with Taj Tariq Bey, and that means that these people are your scholars. Oh, well, Taj was on Dr. G every Friday, so we're going to watch everything on here. No. Moors who know, they only watch when Taj Tariq Bey is on there. Because it used to be Rosmarai on there. It used to be Abdullah Bey on there. It used to be Setenra Bey on there. It used to be Mizraim on there. That's what House of Ram used to be. Where all those people at? How come all these Tajas left? And then wish-washes. One day a week and everybody else is a wish-wash. And we only know that they had Asir the Tears on there for some popularity, get views, because they know that his platform has 80,000 people on it. And everybody watches him. Begging. And then look at you. Look at you. Look at you with your dumb ass going over there. Look at you. You're not going to just go to obashangoL.com. You're going to listen to somebody who took his stuff and then somebody else who took the stuff from the people who took the stuff from Obashango L. And then you listen to the people who took the stuff from the people who took the stuff from people who took the stuff from people who took the stuff to Obashango L. And then, well, see, the Moors don't have their own whatever because you've been following sellouts, body in the trunk. And it's to beat up on the fact that they've done this already. And here they come again, playing victim, don't want to play responsibility, don't want to handle their own affairs, want somebody to handle their affairs for them. Instead of you at your age. If I'm 20 years your senior, then you should shut the hell up. Because in our era, children talk when spoken to. They don't just talk out. You get slapped in your mouth. And it's not child abuse either. Hell do you mean you're asking questions in big people's conversation? Who are you? So this is the conversation for the big people today. This is the conversation for the big people. For the adults. This is not the children Quran questions and all that stuff. This is not the Moorish children time right now. This is Moorish adult time. People have been playing games. Moors that saw and heard the Holy Prophet said that he said, what is all these people doing here? There is only going to be a handful saved, and I could count them on my fingers. And have fingers left over. You think he's not calling out the sellout traitors in the Moorish movement? Oh, he's saying that, but that's not to call out the traitors. That's for some Moorish membership of the temple, whatever. You think that's not him carrying out the law that there shall be no treason around here? And if there is treason and you're siding with the treasonous people, then why are we friends with you? Body in the trunk. Sister M. Peyton Bay of Temple 4 and 25 said that the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, for all the people who honor Noble Drew Ali and all that stuff, I have got airplanes, zeppelins, and apparatus. I am going to take my good Moors on an apparatus on an incline until all is over with. So, the people who aren't in the handful saved, the good Moors, you think they're here watching this on some, like watching this as if this is where the information's at or something like that? They're here just giving the energy. One more is 1,000 bailiffs. You know how many Moors we have on this thing? Back in this message that I'm telling you right now? This is not some Negro stuff. The Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali told the Moors that Chicago is doomed and Detroit must go down for what they have done to I, your prophet. What's the murder rate in those two places again? Amongst the Negroes? And the kidnapping and all the BS that they're complaining about? It's their own, isn't it? By this time, you can't be thinking that the police is bringing in the drugs to the community. Like, come on. Come on, these guys been doing this thing for years. They run the thing now. Your own. At least even them, they give back to the community or whatever like that. Have a little something for the children or whatever, and at least they do that. Get a sliver of karmic debt erased. But look at these people selling you out. Kudrow's radicalizing, whatever. Chicago is doomed and Detroit must go down. Isn't that radical? How come you're not telling Noble Drew Ali he's radical? How come you're not telling him he's radical? How come he's not a domestic terrorist? Brother I. Cook Bay of Illinois heard the Holy Prophet say, I remember when I was on the soul plane. I remember when I was Noah. Noah was a carpenter and he built the ark. When the flood came, men came swimming out to the ark and knocked on the door and said, Noah, Noah, let us in. And I told them, the door is locked, and the angel came and took the key away. That's pretty radical. That's pretty radical, because if you're Noah, right? Now let's just put this in perspective. If you're Noah and you're a carpenter and you built the ark, and somebody came and knocked on the door, you really telling me that you can't open the door and let a motherfucker in? Like, you're not, you got an ark, bro. Like, what do you mean? They're no different than the guy has the mansion today, just him in there. Yeah, I'm the man. You got about 500 rooms right here that you could house all these homeless people and get their life back together. You know that, right? You got a pool that everybody could have a bath. You know to change the water every day, even though you don't use the BS. Right? Tell me you couldn't open the door? Noah, the ark builder, somebody knocks and he told them, you're not getting on the ark because the angel took the key, instead of opening the door and let these people in know he's drowning or whatever like that. Think about it. Because those were the sellouts. Those are the same ones that Brother I. Cook Bay said that the Holy Prophet told the Moors that the Europeans went to the Moroccan government. Who's the Moroccan government? Is that some Europeans? No. The Europeans are going to them, so obviously they're not Europeans. And asked permission to come over here to the United States of America. To develop this land. And they were given a 50-year mandate to do so. Then the Europeans went to an old sheikh and asked him to give them some people to help them develop this land. The sheikh told them, take those Moors because they are not going to do anything. Are you fat, lazy people who are doing nothing? And we're not talking about just your physically fat walrus sitting down doing nothing. You're conscious and all that stuff. We're not talking about those ones. We're talking about the mental walruses. You think you know something. You can't even run 20 steps. But you think you know something. You're going to tell Moors about something about Noble Drew Ali. Sister M. Lovett Bay said that the Holy Prophet said, I placed a ball on Babylon and it is rolling down And anyone that gets in the way is going to be ground to powder. That's pretty radical. That's very domestic terrorists. How come these people never call Noble Drew Ali a domestic terrorist? If everybody's going to be ground to powder, that's Nazi and all that stuff. That's burn people in the ovens and all that. And remember, all the references is that he's saying he's doing it. He's doing it. Right? I placed the ball on Babylon. I did it. I lifted the ball and put it down. And it's rolling down the hill of Babylon. And anything in the way of it is ground to powder. That's radical. If you are not telling me that that's radical, then you can't tell me some Moors going camping is radical and dangerous. Oh my God, how could they do that? They shouldn't be doing that. Why are they doing that? Because they're going to cause an effect with the Moors that's going to make the people look at the Moors like, what are you talking about? You didn't say nothing about Noble Drew Ali. No, Brother J. Foster Bay of Temple 4 and 25 heard the Holy Prophet say, when the wild beasts roamed the earth in large numbers and could hear the large birds flapping their wings at a long distance, it was the Moors that took the sword and went out and slayed the beast so that civilization could come in. It was the Moors. You tell me that's not radical? Now, you know the beast isn't just some flying, flapping things. That's not the beast. You know that's not the beast, right? It's two selves, higher and lower self. One of them is a beast. And this is what you're condoning. These people who Drew Ali is telling you, let the Babylon ball roll on them. This is what Drew Ali is telling you. But no, we're radical because we tell you Dirty Moore's body in the trunk. We're radical. But Noble Drew Ali is not radical for this stuff right here. The Holy Prophet asked the Moors, how many of you could do something? Some of the Moors stood up. The Prophet pointed his finger at them and said, I'm going to kill you all. Now, you can't tell me that's not Guantanamo Bay. You can't tell me that's not the most cutthroat stuff you ever heard. I am going to kill you all. Now, come on now. This is Noble Drew Ali talking, so you must call him radical then. If you say we're radical just for saying body in the trunk, that we just said, and that's not even us saying it, we're making reference to a song called that. We don't have any bodies in any trunks around here or whatever like that. But then, yeah, we follow Noble Drew Ali. Well, Noble Drew Ali said, I'm going to kill you all if you think you could do something. Kill you all? That's not radical? Well, you're not going to call out the Prophet as radical, though, right? Because peace and love, uplift all in humanity and the mothers of the whatever. Get the hell out of here. You're fat. You're not even doing anything with your birthright. You're just fat. Well, that's a sister. Why are you going to shut the hell up? You shut the hell up too, because you're probably fat too. Shut the hell up. I hear nothing from you people. You're not going to tell me Noble Drew Ali is radical? Telling you he's going to kill you people? You traitors? No, he's the prophet. Prophet said don't carry a pocket knife. All right. All right. Brother Cook May of Temple One related that he had set up a meeting of Christian preachers to meet with the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali to see whether these preachers would follow the Holy Prophet. Brother G. Cook May had these ministers assembled and he was addressing them before the Holy Prophet came to the meeting. One of the preachers said, if he, speaking of the Holy Prophet, could do what Moses could, I would follow him. The Holy Prophet was not present in the room when this statement was made. And the meeting place was on the 3rd floor of the building that they were in. When the Holy Prophet arrived at the meeting, he told the preacher, I can do what Moses did, but if I came into the meeting with a lion on a chain, you would jump out the window and kill yourself. That's our prophet. That's our prophet. That's our prophet. We're not in this for show. This stuff been around for 100 years. And we're keeping it going because we know what's up. We're with the prophet 100. And just as radical as he is, just as radical we're going to be. You want to play radical games? Let's play radical. You think KKK is radical? Where is he getting a lion from? You think he's walking with a lion on a chain, not even a strap or whatever, lion on a chain. Coming to meet with a lion on the chain, you jump out the window like a big dummy, like a coward. That is more getting a lion from. And there's probably places where he could get a lion. So just to put it in perspective, if I was Moses and I walked in here with a lion on a chain, then would you trust that I'm the prophet? Let's play games with you. Sister Peyton Bay said that the Holy Prophet told him Morris. I've got detectives everywhere. Everywhere. Not some places or whatever. Everywhere. Everywhere. This is Noble Drew Ali. This is who we rep for. Brother Smith Bay of Temple 3 and 9 stated that some Asiatics paid some hitmen, killers, to kill the Holy Prophet. When the hitmen went to the temple where the Holy Prophet was teaching, that they opened the door and found the temple building full of soldiers. The hitmen went back to the people that hired them and told them, don't you pay us to do anything to those Moorish Americans. Don't you pay us to do anything to those Moorish Americans because of Noble Drew Ali? Dudes running into spots shooting up people today, right now. Back then, they tried that with the Moors, and the hitmen stopped because they realized who they said kill him. We need you to kill Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali. Oh yeah, Islamic terrorist guy. Oh, yeah, we got this. James Bond, you know, getting the car and stuff like that, going there. And then you get there and you realize that, what? Kill him for what? What are we assassinating him for? You know what? Here's your finance back. Let's stop playing games. Don't call our number ever again. Would you all had damn soldiers in the temple? Julia's soldiers in the temple. What are you talking about? We're radical for saying body in the trunk. What are you talking about when soldiers who got training as soldiers and leave the soldier stuff, but it's their intellectual property that they learned, and then now they know that there are more, and they start teaching the stuff that they learned as a soldier to the public, and then they get kidnapped, and then you talk about the Moors. The Moors shoulda. Why didn't the Moors... Do you see this paper right here? Did the Moors try to file this to see if the... Did you give a donation to Mercy Charities? Did you put something in the Cash App? Did you send a letter or something? Did you even put something on your IG and Facebook and all that stuff where you're putting your cream and you're promoting your cupcakes? You're promoting your camel toe to everybody. Then you probably have daughters and stuff like that, and then you're just showing the camel toe all over. And then you have the turban on. Juali was radical. He didn't take BS. And it seems like you people have fallen into this look at me consciousness now. Look at me. Who's the biggest conscious cornball? Brother T. Booker Bay said that the Holy Prophet gave a party for the Moors and that the Prophet had everything fixed up nice. He even had pool tables for their enjoyment. The Moors were happy, and the Prophet said, I am happy when my Moors are happy. But some unconscious Asiatics tried to break up the party. When they tried, some of the Moors who were members of the National Guard went to the armory and came back to the party with army tanks, trucks, and guns. When the Asiatics saw this, they took off with such fright that some of them ran into buildings and knocked themselves out. He said that the word got out, don't mess with Prophet Noble Juali because he is connected with the government. Don't mess with Noble Juali. Because everything's from the soul plane, so it's... Your justice is swift. You know, you turn and you're looking at your body from the floor. Consciousness still connected. Thinking your leg's there. Your leg's not there. Clean swipe took your leg. Because you want to play traitor games. And then you're wheeling around in your wheelchair mad at somebody. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. I told you, leave the stuff to the master teachers. Go sit down somewhere and go study. You're a fetus. Shouldn't be talking. Flick your lip again. Why are you even talking? Flick your lip again. Why are you even talking? You're a child. Sister Sims L of Temple 4 and 43 said that she went to the Holy Prophet because she had been sick. The Holy Prophet listened to her and said, "Sister, you are going to get well. But that is as much of that meeting that she related. But her husband, Brother R. Sims L., past GS of Temple 4, said that the Holy Prophet said to her also, 'Sister, go to the temple if you have to crawl.' Go to the temple if you got to crawl." So I don't hear anything about dirty moors and dirty temples and all that stuff, because you should already know that that's what's going on, and you should already know that that's your temple. And you should already know that you're going there just to crawl to give your allegiance to Noble Drew Ali. So when you get to the high road and they ask you the question at the gate, you better be able to say, "Oh yeah, the temple number 4. Oh yeah, you went to those traitors. Oh yeah, you know, I'm glad you went to the temple. Come on in. Come to the real party for the Moors that the Prophet has set up nice. Don't worry about that stuff that the traitors got." Brother T. Booker Bay said at one night temples meeting, a dirty Moor chased the Prophet around the temple building with a knife. The Moors just looked at it. After the event, the Holy Prophet told the Moors, "I have got the mind to leave you." Brother T. Booker Bay said that the Moors got down on their knees and begged the Prophet not to leave them. After their begging, the Holy Prophet left a man, and an angel appeared in the room that looked like a Turk. And he said, "If you harm a hair on his head," he was speaking of the Holy Prophet, "we will come and destroy you all." Now, if this Turk angel is going to back Drew Ali to the point of destroying anybody who tries to harm a hair on his head, and then they went and harmed the hair on his head, don't you think all this is their justice that they're getting right now? You know, the karma and all that stuff? And everything's in cycles. And 100 years leading up to the point of his assassination, we actually know that we're Moors, and we know who all you traitors are. We know who all you traitors are. And when 29 of 2022 hits, and it's 29 of 29, the Holy Prophet said, "If you steal my money, it's going to burn up in your pocket." That's pretty radical. Because if the money's burning, then you're burning too with it, aren't you? And the more you have, the more you burn. But they're not going to say Noble Drew Ali's radical. They're going to say Kudro's radical. Because Kudro is talking about put bodies in trunks. Yeah, I'm talking about traitors and dirty Moors. I'm not talking about all Moors. You an idiot? It's talking about all Moors. Oh, you kill all Moors. Let's kill all Moors. The hell are you killing all Moors for? Are you dumb? Body in the trunk for all the traitors. Sister M. Howell L. of Temple 19 said that the Holy Prophet told the Moors, "I brought you your nationality, your religion, and title to your vast estate. What do you want me to do? Kill you?" You can't tell me that's not radical. And if you're telling me that's not radical, then that means you're a liar saying that Kudro's radical for saying body in the trunk. You're a liar. Because there's few references where Drew Ali said he's going to kill people. And he wasn't talking about the true faithful Moors. He wasn't talking about the sellouts. They're going to pass. We're going to let them talk because she's a sister and she's with Noble Drew Ali because her turban is straight. And we're just going to not consider that she's just showing the camel toe all the time. We're not going to pay attention to that because she's wearing her turban, so everything's cool, everything's all right. And then all she's pushing is cupcakes and BS. Nothing for the nation. And it ain't just her. There's hymns that are doing it too. The same BS. And not calling themselves the problem. You people are the problem. Drew Ali even told you. Blakely Bey told the Moors that the Holy Prophet said, if you are not careful, your own brothers will try to put you in slavery. These are look at me people trying to make a name people. They're not honoring Noble Drew Ali. What the hell has they done for the past 10 years for Noble Drew Ali's solar return? What have they done? Show me something that you did. And don't show me some cake that you baked. Happy birthday, Noble Drew Ali on it. What were you involved with on Noble Drew Ali's solar return for the past 10 years? Bet you some dumb shit. Bet you some traitors who they didn't get put in the trunk, so now you got to deal with them. And then you're mad when your best friends are getting called out as traitors. You get mad. Realize that they're a traitor. What the hell are you messing with them for? What are you messing with them for? They're riding with the prophet though. Therefore the prophet. Therefore Noble Drew Ali. Because Booker Bey also told the Moors that the prophet told the Moors, I am going to let the fire scorch some of my good Moors. So good Moors aren't getting away either for condoning the BS. Good Moors, you're going to get your car taken too. Don't get mad because you mess with this dirty Moor over here that you shouldn't have been messing with. You're talking to this Moor over here who doesn't know anything about their birthrights and you're trying to build something with them. And then Moors who right next to you, who are supreme scholar, I don't work with that Moor because I think our platform's open to everybody. You think Kudrow has all the answers or something? Our platform's open to everybody. You got some sense, you come out there and say something. Let's go check. And everybody who went up there are approved. Even traitors who are up there. The Drew Ali sanction everybody. Telling me about Moorish militias, domestic terrorists, all this stuff that we read is Noble Drew Ali is the domestic terrorist. If you're going there. The real domestic terrorist is Noble Drew Ali because he's nuts. He had tanks and all that stuff. What are you talking about? How you not making videos calling him out? Just like how we're going through all the stuff and showing you all the stuff that he's talking about. Murder and mayhem. Right? Sister Brown L. of Temple 4 and 25 said that the Holy Prophet said one day some of you Moors are going to be walking around with maggots falling out of you, praying to die and won't be able to die. Who do you think he's talking to? He's not talking to the Moors on the high road. He's talking to all these sellouts and traitors that you people been siding with, pretending that it's your friend and it's your Moorish sister because we wear our turbans and rap the same way and all that stuff. Like we asked the question, where's all them people from the Rise of the Moors pictures? Where they at? If we took a picture today, Rise of the Moors, who's going to be in the picture? Who's going to be in it? From all them pictures that they got, they're posting online and all that stuff to show the unity of the Moors and all that stuff, then where's the unity at when we say 2022, take the Rise of the Moors picture? And then you see 5 people. And then what are you gonna say? Because we know that you were supposed to be in the picture. Where you at? Where you disappear to? Were you an infiltrator? Same thing I told this more why I didn't even come out there when he was saying, let's do the stuff. No, no. Something going on. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not playing that BS because I know how these people get down. Go ask them. Who's the first one to say it? Watch out for these traitors around you. There's stuff going on around you. Watch out for these traitors around you. Start your own stuff. Watch out for these traitors around you. They're going to try to mess your stuff up. Right? And that was going to be the kickoff. You see how people have their kickoff or whatever? When they're doing their promoting their consulate and their ribbon cutting and all that stuff. Okay, that was going to be Rise of the Moors' kickoff like that. Oh yeah. Grand Sheiks at their stuff. That's the spot. And then everybody would have went there as their temple. There wouldn't have been anybody else. Right? Just like Moors been doing, hey, you want to be a member, just send an application. Why not? Why not? You love Noble Drew Ali. You just want to be part of the temple and send in your stuff. We don't even need dues from you. This is your temple. Oh, you're going to give dues? All right, then, this is where it's going and whatever. Stuff was locked down. 2019, stuff was going to kick off for the Moors. In the year 2000, the Moors will come into their own. 100 years was going to kick off. And people had other plans, as usual. Right? And now they're walking around with maggots falling out of them, talking about they're with Noble Drew Ali. You realize what happened? They didn't listen to the lessons. Sister M. Tiggs L. said that the Holy Prophet said that at the end of time, those that will be in the apparatus will be able to look down on earth and see people they know fleeing for their life. It's not radical enough for you? It's not radical enough for you? All right. Brother G. Cook Bay of Temple 1 said that he asked the Holy Prophet to tell him about a particular star in the heavens. And the Holy Prophet told him, if you go get 10 people, I would tell you about that star. Brother Cook Bay said that he could not get anyone, but he returned to the Holy Prophet and informed him of that. The Holy Prophet told him, I could tell you some things that would turn your brain to water. Would you want your brain turned to water? So watch out for these people. We see you, because the countdown's coming, but we just wanted to get this out here.
I just saved it. I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure you tag me so we can repost it.
Yeah.
Let everybody.
We see you jumping on and off ships. Just keep playing around. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. He's the man. FOH to everybody else. Honors to the Prophet.